The Grateful Mouse of the Royal Court. Settings recommendation. Voice deep, calm, and soothing. Speed 0.75 to 0.8x. Add a 2-second pause at every paragraph break. Soft ambient night sounds or a slow, gentle traditional string instrument playing in the background. Welcome to Slow Night Ancient Tales. Take a deep breath, in and out. Let go of the worries of today. Tonight, we travel back hundreds of years to the quiet halls of the Joseon Dynasty. This is a story of a calm mind, a long journey, and a small, grateful friend. Close your eyes and let us begin. Chapter 1. The Scholar and the Sea. Long ago, there lived a scholar named Ryu Hui-chun. He was a man of gentle nature, deeply devoted to his books and to the truth. But the royal court was a place of stormy politics and harsh winds. Because he refused to join in the unjust whispers of others, he was sent far away from the capital, exiled to a distant island. Yet Ryu Hui-chun did not carry anger in his heart. Later, he was ordered to move even further north, to the cold, quiet lands of Gyeongsang. He had to travel across the vast, unpredictable ocean. One day, a terrible storm swept across the dark waters. The waves crashed, and the other ships around him struggled in the deep sea. The sailors cried out in fear. But Ryu Hui-chun simply sat down, closed his eyes, and breathed. He said quietly, "I have committed no wrong against the heavens. The spirits of the water will not harm me." His heart was as still as a frozen lake. And slowly, the storm passed. His small boat arrived safely at the northern shore. Chapter 2. The Long Winter. For 19 long years, Ryu Hui-chun lived in quiet exile. The northern winds were cold, but he spent his days warmly, reading ancient texts and teaching the local people. He brought light and learning to a quiet village. Far away, his devoted wife missed him dearly. Unable to bear the separation any longer, she walked across endless mountains and deep valleys to find him. When she finally crossed the high peaks and saw the eastern sea reflecting the sky like a mirror, she wrote a beautiful poem. They were reunited in the quiet snow, living peacefully together, letting the years drift by like fallen leaves. Time is a gentle river. Eventually, the seasons changed in the capital. A new wise king, Seonjo, took the throne. Remembering the pure heart and great wisdom of Ryu Hui-chun, the king called the old scholar back to the palace. Chapter 3. The Little Mouse. Ryu Hui-chun returned to the warm light of the royal court. The king loved to listen to him read and explain the ancient books of poetry. One peaceful afternoon, the king and his scholars were gathered in the reading room. Suddenly, a tiny mouse scurried across the wooden floor of the king's chamber. The king smiled softly and asked a question to the room. "The mouse is a small, quiet creature," the king said. "Yet, in the zodiac of 12 animals, the mouse is placed at the very beginning. Does anyone know why?" The room was silent. The other scholars bowed their heads, not knowing the answer. But Ryu Hui-chun smiled gently and spoke in his calm, slow voice. "There is a reason, Your Majesty," he said. "Look closely at the mouse. It has 4 toes on its front feet and 5 toes on its back feet." In the ancient philosophy of nature, even numbers represent the quiet, resting energy of yin. Odd numbers represent the active, waking energy of yang. The mouse carries both within its small body. He paused, letting the words settle in the quiet room. The hour of the mouse is midnight. It is the exact moment when the dark, quiet yin of the night ends and the bright, waking yang of the new day begins. The mouse steps forward with its front feet in the old day and follows with its back feet into the new day. That is why it leads the zodiac. The king was deeply moved by this beautiful poetic answer. He praised the scholar's vast wisdom and granted him great honor and peace for the rest of his days. Ryu Hui-chun often thought back to that quiet afternoon. He was thankful for the long journey, thankful for the snow, and thankful for the little mouse that ran across the floor, bringing a gentle end to his stormy years. Everything passes. Every night turns into a new day. Sleep well, and let the gentle tide of the night carry you to morning. Good night. 10 seconds of absolute silence.